Today I'm going to be reviewing the Saga of the Volsungs, or Völsunga Saga. This is a legendary saga that was written down in the 13th century, but it is much older than that. It comes from oral tales that were told time and time again, and the story does feature in part in the Poetic Edda. So, what is it about? It tells the story of the Volsungs, a clan, family, and their rise and their fall. So, I'm just going to list some things of interest. So, Odin pops up quite a bit. He offers advice and interferes with events to change their course, to change the flow of fate. There's a cursed ring/gold hoard in this, which is quite interesting because you could see very much the parallels with Lord of the Rings. But also, it's an interesting meditation of the implications of greed and desire, because everyone that comes into contact with this gold/the ring, I can't pronounce the name of the ring, and Varanot, everyone dies because of it. So much misfortune happens because of this cursed treasure hoard. Also, the main hero of it, Sigurd, very much feels like Aragorn with the way he is described and the fact that he has to contend with a ring that is cursed. I did make a post of this on my Instagram. I'll just put the similarities here. Another thing is women and witchcraft. There is a character called Grimhild in this who creates almost a potion to make Sigurd forget Brunhild, which is a beautiful, almost perhaps Valkyrie. There is hints that she's not quite fully human, who he meets, who gives him advice, and they fall in love and betroth themselves to each other. They also do have a daughter, Áslaug, who features later in Ragnar Lothbrok's saga, which is an interesting thing as well. Grimhild basically decides that she wants her daughter, Gudrun, to marry Sigurd, so she gives him a ale of forgetfulness, and he forgets Brunhilde's existence and then marries Sigurd. Not Sigurd, that's himself. Gudrun. There's also the idea of shape-shifting. So earlier on in the story, the king's wife, who has trapped the Volsung clan, can shapeshift into a wolf and she eats them. What? Fafnir turns into a dragon. Fafnir's brother, Otter, turns into an otter so he can do fishing. Sigurd turns into Gunnar and then does something quite nefarious, which I'll talk about now. So Brunhilde has made a vow that she will only marry a man who can fulfill a particular thing. I can't remember now, because my mind has gone blank, as it always does. I believe the man has to walk through fire to get to her in a hall that is completely surrounded by fire. Gunnar can't do this. He's petrified. At this time, I don't think Sigurd remembers Brunhild, or if he does, he knows it's too late anyway because he is married and Gunnar wants to be with her. So he takes on Gunnar's shape and basically tricks Brunhild by walking through the fire and coming to her. They lay together for 3 nights. We all know what that means. So she believes Gunnar is the man that has fulfilled the challenge. So then she marries him, but it's not the case. And then later that is revealed to her and she just goes completely mental, slaughters loads of people and then kills herself. Sigurd also gets killed because someone else is jealous and thinks, oh, actually, no, I want to hold on to Brunhild, so I'll kill Sigurd. Everyone gets killed in this, basically, and you could see it as the idea of greed and the influence of this ring that is corrupting and polluting the relationships that these people have with each other. Women also do a lot of what is called wetting or goading. So because generally women don't take on the act of revenge, they get the men to do it for them. There are some differences here though, because Brunhild actually does go for her revenge herself, and so does Gudrun, which is quite interesting how they have the autonomy in perhaps an age where you would think that women don't have much autonomy to actually enact violence and revenge against people that have wronged them. But yeah, so the parallels I found between this and Lord of the Rings, because I just want to talk about it. Definitely Aragorn and Sigurd feel very similar. A cursed ring, corrupting people, making people die. Also, Fafnir feels very much like Smaug from The Hobbit, and you could also say there's elements of Gollum in him as well. And also the idea of the greed of dwarves, because in the legend behind Fafnir's corruption and the curse of the gold is a family of dwarves. One is Otter, who turns into an otter. He gets killed by the gods, so Loki and a few other gods kill him, and then Otter's father traps them, loads of shit goes down, but basically the dwarves are corrupted by this gold. And that also lends into the idea of the dwarves in The Hobbit, which kind of were the blueprint for fantasy and the idea that dwarves covet gold. And then, therefore, so do dragons. So, like, the parallels there are just, you can't miss them. I didn't necessarily expect that to be in it as well. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed reading this. It's quite a convoluted tale towards the end. But it's very, like, intense in places. Like, some of the way that people kill each other is a bit full on. Like, Brunhild, Jesus Christ. Also Gudrun, holy crap. Like, these women do go a bit feral in their revenge. There's also some really silly moments. Like, there's someone that gets fired up to kill Sigurd. He goes in, almost goes to stab him, but then Sigurd wakes up and looks at him. So then he runs off. Hello, wouldn't you get up to investigate and think, who the hell just came into my room? You wouldn't go back to sleep, would you? And then wait for them just to plunge a sword through you. What? But also, perhaps the most important theme of this tale is how all-consuming and inescapable fate is. Because no matter how hard these people try to steer themselves in a different outcome, they don't really try that hard. But it's as if, literally, you can't escape fate. And that is because in Norse mythology, it's believed that there are these beings called the Norns, who sit at the foot of Yggdrasil and basically create a tapestry of your fate. You can't change it. So in this, people tell each other their futures or their dreams, and everything comes to pass because you can't escape it. So I thought that was a really interesting theme of this as well, is that fate is all-consuming and you can't do anything about it. But yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. Thanks for listening to me ramble about it. If you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.